What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Behind the Bull podcast, where I bring on guests to discuss different facets of different industries and the good, the bads. Sometimes it's not just because it's BS doesn't always mean it's bad. It's just you gotta go through some BS to grow. You know what I'm saying? So, man, hey, got a big guest today. Man, he was very gracious enough to come on. Just out of nowhere, I was just like, hey, can you come on? I'd like to talk to you a little bit. And just discuss some things. So, yeah, I'm just gonna welcome to the stage, Cliff, Pierre, CEO, baby.
What it do, people?
Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you. Honored to be here, man. Honored to be here.
Man, that's what's up, man. Man, so, so everybody know, I, I was watching one of his live streams, and he was like, he brought me up, and I was like, hey, I'm enjoying what you're doing. Can Would you mind coming on my podcast a little bit? He's like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
That's what's up, man. Because
Yeah.
part of some of the BS and especially amongst content creators is not a lot of people want to work with other people. You know what I'm saying? And
Interesting.
some people be like, "Hey, can you come on?" And be like, "Oh, you ain't got enough followers. Oh, you ain't big enough. Oh, man, get out of here with that. I'm solo. If you can come on my stream, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, there's not a lot of cooperation and working with each other and stuff, man. It's very nice to see that, when you get an opportunity like this, especially with a man of your caliber.
Thank you, brother. I love the fact that you said that too, because that's so funny, right? Because when I had like the 100,000 followers, I think 110, whatever it is, I reached out to another creator, and I got that same energy that you're talking about. Where he had
Yeah.
like 100,000 followers, I had 100,000, and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna take me 4 weeks to like be able to set up a live with you." I was like, 4 weeks? Like, am I supposed to wait? I was like, yo, you know what? Whatever. I didn't say anything, right? 4 weeks went by. I just didn't respond. Maybe like 6 months went by, right? I went from 100,000 to like 750,000, right? So now he hit me up like, hey, let's revisit that. I'm like, oh, I
Say,
see. No. Because I'm like, you felt some type like I used to look up to this dude. I was on Clubhouse with this dude, and I thought people were approachable, but kind of what you said, it was kind of like he was on some BS, and I was like, all right, cool. See you at the top. He's still at
yeah.
100,000. I'm at 1.5. He's still at
Oh,
100. So that's why you never, ever, ever, you don't discredit people because where they are today, they might be a multi-millionaire tomorrow or next year or
yeah.
5 years from now. So just never discredit people. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's been quite often, especially in the crypto industry, because I host AMAs and such for different projects and stuff. And of course, I charge for my time, and they don't always see the value in the content that I provide, just because I don't have that 50,000, 100,000 K mark, especially like on YouTube and stuff like that. They don't see that. I stream to multiple platforms. My audience is spread out. Pretty wide, and it's like they always want to put a price tag on what they think you're worth instead of
Mm,
instead of sticking to, it's like, hey, this is my business, this is how I run my business, and this is my price. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like you get undercut a lot, especially if you don't have that big mass audience that they're wanting. But at the same time, they don't understand is when you get to that tier of people, most of the time you're paying, you will empty your marketing funds
budget.
to
Yeah.
to acquire this one person,
Hmm.
and their audience may not even be who you're directed toward. Um, it's crazy, man. It's just I see it like a lot of people don't see they don't have this broad view of, okay, I could spend this much to get 20 or 30 content creators, I empty my wallet. Next thing you know, it's like, oh well, we don't have fun for marketing, and the next thing you know, the project just falls off, and even amongst content creators, there's a lot of them is just they don't work hard for the people that they bring on their shows and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. But man, and one of the things one of the reasons why I really wanted to bring you on, man, is because you give so much information to people. You direct people towards tools to help them grow and this and that. And so I've been lately, man, I've been really, really watching. I'm like, man, this dude's giving out all the tea on all the business, man. It's like, so how do so before we get to the Cliff Pierre now, let's start in the beginnings of Cliff Pierre. How did you get started in what you're doing?
I was kind of like, I was one of those, like, I have a marketing agency, so I was doing that for 5-6 years, and like having a marketing agency, I realized like some of the things that I was doing, I was attracting low ticket clients. And kind of going back to what you were saying with like people feeling like you didn't have the value because you didn't have what they wanted you to have or whatever it is. It's really how you package yourself and how you present yourself. So I had to like learn that I was attracting the wrong people. And I had to learn that if I wanted to get what I want, I needed to figure out like how do I attract those right people. And some of my challenges as a marketing agency and a marketing expert is like people don't see the value of marketing. A lot of businesses don't see the value of marketing. So I would be like, yo, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. And it's just like, that's just Cliff. He's just talking. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Now that I got that 1,000,000+ followers, the people that may have didn't think my information was credible then, it's like, oh, you got 1,000,000+. But I'm like, yo, this is the same information I was giving you 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. But now that I'm the social proof, it puts me in a different position. So like I started creating content because I needed to understand TikTok from an advertising standpoint. So I was looking at some other marketing agencies and some other content creators just making more money than me, just doing TikTok drop shipping. And I was like, what? I come from selling services. I don't really sell a product. So I was learning TikTok drop shipping. I was looking at some of these younger people. I'm 34 years old. I was 32 at the time when I started learning. But these people like in their 20s, 19, I'm like, damn, like we didn't have TikTok when I was 20. We didn't have this stuff. But as a marketer, I had to learn it. So I had to learn how to create TikTok content. And with creating the TikTok content, I was like testing products and doing all this stuff. So I started learning TikTok October 2021. 2022 July, after testing products and products not working, I was like, you know what? Why don't I just make myself the product? Like, I can be the product instead of me testing these products. Just create the content, figure out like how to position myself, and then just go from there. So like July, I started creating content with me in the videos and with like me making myself the brand. And like it just wasn't working. Nothing was working. Like I started like, July, like literally like the first week of July, last week of June. It just wasn't working. So I had to like go back and put my marketing hat on. And I had to do market research. Who in my industry has cracked the code and how can I model their success? Because advertisers, we don't recreate the wheel. Like if somebody has a good ad running, I'm going to figure out like, why is that a good ad? Like, who are they targeting? Like, what does their landing page look like? Where are they getting their traffic from? Are they doing Facebook ads, Instagram? Are they doing YouTube? How much money are they spending a day based off like how often am I seeing their ads? So I just reverse engineered somebody else's success. His name is Social T Pro. Me and him actually cool now and all this stuff, right? But I told him, I was like, bro, I searched SEO agencies on TikTok. He came up. He was doing 5 websites that feel illegal to know, talking to himself. Where like one scene, he'd be like 5 websites that feel illegal to know. Then he'd have these dark glasses on, be like, am I gonna go to jail for this? And I was like, what? But he had 11 million views. I was like, that's the formula. And I just studied him. And once I started liking his content, TikTok started showing me more website videos. And I was like, wait, so he's not the only one doing this website stuff. This is how this person's doing it. This is how this person's doing it. So I took maybe 30 creators. I took a little bit from everybody. And then I put it into one and made my own. So like I would do the 5 websites that feel illegal to know in the beginning. It was too much time. because if the video doesn't perform well, you're like, damn, I just wasted time. So I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me just do one website at a time, and like, let me just figure this out. So like, nothing that I did worked in the beginning, but once I did that research and I found Social T Pro, that I found these other creators, that's when it started coming together. And full transparency, my first video that did really well, like, I'll even just say this, like, I pulled out my phone, I pulled out my computer, and I watched this guy's video, and I modeled kind of what he said, not word for word, but scene for scene. And I was
All
like,
right.
okay, he started the video with this scene, and it was like 1 to 3 seconds. I'm gonna record that. Then he did this scene. I'm gonna do that. Then he did this and he did that. So I took the framework, and I had to like understand it. And then I did that video, got 200,000 views. I was like, holy moly! And it was like how to find and delete data that Google has on you. And I was like, okay. I did another one. It was like, I seen another creator. He did this website video, and it was like this EDU website. I did a video on that website, got 5 million views. I was like, oh, okay, this is it. So it's just really finding what's working and modeling it versus trying to recreate the wheel. And that's, I took my advertising experience and applied it to content creation. And like now I'm here today.
Man, that is wild. I never thought of because I've taken different facets of different things from other creators, especially like in mainly in the crypto industry, because that's where I started my create content creator journey, and a lot of the stuff that was working for a while, it wasn't I wasn't able to maintain or even acquire some of the success of some of these other ones. So it's like I started trying to change up a little bit and reaching out and actually starting to do collabs and stuff like that. But I never thought to like sit down and just kind of maybe take it, not verbatim or whatever, but kind of take what somebody else is doing because I always wanted to kind of just do my own thing, have my own platform, which a lot of people like it. They like the way I do things, but of course, I would like to grow my audience and grow and I don't know because I like doing this and I like doing it's very therapeutic to me because I like to just get on and talk and network with people and stuff like that. And through this, I've been able to do that. Man, that's
Yeah.
interesting how you came up with that.
Because look, like, because marketing and advertising, there's a framework for success. If you look at an ad, it's going to start the first 1 to 3 seconds are going to do something to get your attention, the hook. Then it's going to talk about the offer, the features and benefits. Like, if you like, this is a protein bar. Like, if you go to the gym and you want to be fit and you know you need that protein after you hit the gym, try this product. Click the link below to get 20 and enter coupon code Cliff to get 20% off. Hook.
Yeah.
What's the product? Call to action. When it comes to content, it's the same thing. So all my videos hook, exposing secret websites that feel so illegal to know. I add value. If you go to this website, you can get XYZ. Call to action. Who teaches you all this? I'll put my glasses on. Who teaches you all this stuff? I take them off. It's simple. I follow Cliff, Pierre, CEO, but that's a formula. It's a framework.
Yeah.
And I think most content creators, if you look at the Mr. Beast, you look at the Graham Steffans, if you look at any big YouTuber, they have a framework. Like Mr. Beast, it's all about the title, the thumbnail, and what you say in the first 1 to 3 seconds. Graham Steffans, same thing. Title, thumbnail, what you say in the first 1 to 3 seconds. The length of the video may be different for every creator. How they actually articulate themselves in the video may be different as well. And that's where our uniqueness comes into the play. But you really want to look at the framework. It's like if you want to build a house, you need an architect.
Yeah.
Before you even get the architect, you need the blueprint. What's the blueprint for success in your industry? Who has cracked that code? How can you study their success to model it? Not copy it, but model it. And like Mark Cuban said this quote, and he got it from Bill Gates. And he said, nothing is original. Everything is a remix. So if you look at a phone, it's just a cellular device and a connection where people talk to each other. Somebody took that model in the framework and they added to it. They said, you know
Yeah.
what if you can have internet on it? They said, you know what? Let's add internet. Let's add text messaging. Then they said, you know what? Let's add this app store. Let's add this. Let's add that. But the
Yeah.
framework
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
same. It's a phone. You can communicate with one person to another person. Phone. How can you take this framework and make it better? That's what you need to figure out as a content creator, where it's like, how can I take this framework and add to it? I don't need to recreate it. I just need to
Yeah.
add my style to it. And that's just through trial and error. But that's my marketing and advertising background.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I get that, man. Appreciate that. So, like, so what's your favorite thing about what you do? Is
Being able to talk to yourself in a camera like this, post it, and get millions of views. The reason is because yes. Because when you're talking to yourself in that camera, you don't know how other people are going to receive it. And then when you see that they receive that information in that light, that's the fuel of like, whoa, they like that. I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again and again and again and again. And then it's just like, wow. It's kind of like if Mr. Beast wasn't getting 100 million views per video, do you think he'd still have that love for it? But being able to like come up with a concept, a script or framework, a strategy, record it, edit it, and then put it out to be able to see that, it's like, wow, I did that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, what Mr. Beast is doing, man, is crazy because I mean, I think I said it on an interview. He was like, "Yeah, I spend like 400 or 4 mil a month on on his videos." I'm like, "What?"
But that's why he's getting 100 million views per video, because
Wow.
he's investing into himself,
Yeah.
and those are the results when you invest, when you have the right framework and you can invest in yourself. And I was looking at some of his videos, right? He did a video, it was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, like, because I want to see his progression as a creator. So like his videos weren't always like that,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he started off with like one video was like, I broke the Guinness World of Records for taking the longest Uber ride. And that video was on his iPhone. It wasn't the best quality. It didn't get
Yeah.
100 million views either. But I was like, damn, this guy went from that to this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. So you got to look at the story. He wasn't always spending $1 million a video, but he realized, like, yo, I got the money. I can make my videos better. And now he's potentially going to be the first YouTube billionaire.
Yeah. That's wow.
But it started with him believing in himself and him figuring out what works. But he did not start spending $1 million on a video. I
Yeah.
started my content creator journey with this iPhone 8, iPhone X. I was getting million views with iPhone X. I didn't upgrade to the iPhone 13 until I seen people in my comments like, yo, your video's quality is bad, or people were talking so much trash. And I was like, wait, maybe they're right. When I got the iPhone 13, I was like, damn, I see the quality difference. But I'm the last person to update my phone because if it works, I don't need to update it. But as a content creator, I was like, I got to step my game up. So it's just like
Yeah.
you can get millions of views with an iPhone X. Once you're ready, you upgrade. That's what Mr. Beast did. But start where you are. Don't
Yeah.
feel like you need a million for that video.
So what would you say? What would you say would be one of your biggest struggles to getting where you are? Besides the camera.
I would say I don't want to say this and be negative or anything like that, right? But when I first started creating content, I realized my content was being shown to certain people that only look like me. And what I
Right.
mean by that is like my first viral video, that 200,000, only black people were commenting on it, right? And I was like, this is weird. Are they only showing me the black people? Then when I got the 5 million, people started calling me like Kanye West, Snoop Dogg, and like they call me the guy from The Incredibles. And I was like, why wasn't I getting these comments on that video that had the 200,000? Why is
Oh,
it this
wow.
video? So now I'm realizing, wait, do certain creators get treated differently based off of how they look? So I'm like, whatever, let me deal with that, right? Then I went on Instagram. I blew up on Instagram, and I understood Instagram. Instagram has a page where they highlight creators on there, right? I got 1.5 million, 1.6 million. I never got reached out to Instagram to be highlighted on their page, but I'm seeing people with 200,000, 30,000, 500,000 here and there. So I'm like, what is it that I need to do in order to earn that credibility that other creators get that may not have my skin complexion? And I'm not saying it's like I know this is a definitive thing. And I started experiencing the same thing on YouTube where it was just like I started getting those same frozen, and I was like, wait, is this really happening? So it's like my biggest challenge as a creator is like, is it a same level playing field for Black creators versus non-Black creators? One, two, why don't I get support in certain situations when other creators do that have a smaller following
Yeah.
on Instagram and Facebook? So I'm like, you just gotta have a tough skin, and you gotta realize like, yo, equity is still not equitable for people that look like us. So you're gonna have to fight a little harder than everybody else. Cause I'm like, yo, and like this is what really not pissed me off, but it made me
Yeah.
realize, okay, it is what it is. I was speaking with one of my other creators. He got like 33,000, 50,000. He's like, yo, this company, Facebook reached out to me. They said, yo, we'll see what you're doing on Reels, and we want to give you some support. We're going to invite you to some webinars, invite you to this. And I'm like, wait, how come you got that, but I didn't? I don't know the answer to it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it is what it is. And he gave me the resource. He gave me the contact. It was like, yo, here's the contact. But I don't know why they hit you up and why they hit me up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow.
Wow. Yeah, it's crazy,
Right.
man. Because I was watching one of your matter of fact, one of your recent streams, and like the amount the crazy comments that was coming through was very appalling, dude. I was like,
And I couldn't block those either. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Go ahead.
because I mean, because I even through the little bit that I've done, like I've never got that, and I was like, what is going on here? This is ridiculous.
And like when I multi-stream, I don't have access to just block those people. And when I'm streaming on my phone, I can just block them. But I'm like, bro, like, there's a lot of stuff that you deal with on the back end that nobody knows about. And like my account is not, I joined the Instagram Ads on Rails program in September 6th. Yo, they tanked my reach, dude, for the past 4 months. So now I'm like, yo, I've been trying to reach out to support. There's no support. And I'm like, okay, I'll figure this out. But as a creator, it's like, it's not all glitz and glamour like most people would think. People will see me like, oh, you got 1 million plus. And it's like, bro, like, it's cool, but
Yeah,
there's still some stuff that comes with it. I'm gonna deal with it.
yeah,
Even like the negative comments. I don't get
yeah.
those comments on my regular post though. And that's what's so confusing. I'm like, why y'all do this on my lives? And I'm like,
Well, see, that's what I was thinking. Like, man, I was like, man, is this an Instagram thing? Because like, on LinkedIn, you
I
don't
don't
see
get
stuff
that.
like that, and
Yeah,
that's
I
why
don't
I've
get that.
I've really started gravitating to LinkedIn content, because you get a lot more professional type pictures. But because I've not done a lot of live on
On
Instagram, but when I was
Instagram.
watching yours, I was like, "What
Damn.
is this the norm? Like, is everybody getting this type of oh, welcome?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I brought on some lady. Yo, bro, they destroyed her, dude. And I was like, whoa. I was caught off guard. And I was like, damn, like, okay. So like I'm trying to set some filters to just block the word, but you
yeah.
can only set the filter when you're live, and I just haven't figured that part out yet. But I'm like,
Uh,
yeah, I noticed it. And I'm like, yo, it bothers me, but I'm like, I act like it doesn't. I act like it, yeah. You just gotta keep going.
Hey, it is what it is. I mean, like you said, this is one of those things you gotta have a tough skin, and keep moving, because there are a lot of people out there. The small few don't outweigh the majority. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a lot of people out there that take your information and are very receptive to it, and using that to further their own careers, or even just enjoying the content, and create and enjoying listening to the information that's being put out. You know what I mean? Because, like I say, as a content creator, I am definitely looking at a lot of different avenues on just how to grow. I'm not trying to be the most popular guy out there. You know what I'm saying? But I do like to see what I'm doing grow. You know what I mean? And any tool that I can acquire, and any information that I can attain to reach that, reach whatever goal is going to be the end goal. I'm definitely all about it. There's a lot of people out there that can say the same thing. Yeah, it's, it's
It's
wow, man.
it's and the thing, and that's goes back to the thing. I'm like, yo, wait, do Caucasian creators deal with that? I'm like, why do I gotta think? Like, why is it that you guys, you know what I'm saying? And then I seen somebody in the
Yeah,
comment, I seen somebody in the comments like, let's flood it with this word or let's flood it with that. And I'm just like, I'm like,
wow.
whatever. Like,
Yeah,
yo, whatever. I'll get to that when I get to that, bro. And then I got people scamming my followers on Facebook to the point where it's like, I have this
wow.
automation that I'm using, right? And then I'll respond to people's comments. There's a fake Cliff that'll also respond to people's comments. And he's like, yo, send me a DM. Yo, what's up, fam? Shoot me a DM. And I'm like, how long has this person been doing this before I even realized it? So I have to go there. I have to go on my Facebook account, block all the Cliff Pierres so they can't go on my comments and basically try to spam my followers. To the point where one dude called me. He called me like, yo, is that you messaging me? And I'm like, no. He's like, bro, I was about to put some money up and da 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 da. My girl told me, like, yo, you know him. Why don't you just call him? And I'm like, damn, how many other people did
Wow.
they do this to? But there's no support, bro. There's just like, you just got to fend for yourself. And I'm like, wow. So, like, Instagram, I deal with it too. Instagram, like, I had the blue check mark at one point and I was paying for it. And then, like, I was still getting the scam accounts. Like, I was still getting messages.
Really?
Just like, bro, is this even really helping me, dude? Like, so it's just like as you grow, you really have to protect your brand, protect your ecosystem, because it's just like you're gonna have like it's certain things that you don't think about that you're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right. So now I'm like, I've got a little more control with the Facebook, I got a little more control with the Instagram, but I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to stop those people. And that's just the reality of it.
No, not at all. You know what I mean? And like, there's only been one instance. No, actually, no, it was two. There were two instances where, and I thought this was just, like just kind of just directed towards like Telegram and stuff like that. Because, like, say, I'm all across Telegram and I'm in a lot of different groups, and mainly, like, say, crypto stuff because that's where I started. And like there was this fake worldwide crypto, like going to different groups talking about, hey, I can introduce you to a Chinese community. Hey, send me money and this and that. I mean, I'm like, what? A couple of my buddies like, yeah, hey, when they start impersonating, you done made it.
It's facts. It's facts. It's true. And I'm in the crypto space, so it's like they're trying to get him with the crypto investing, and I'm like, wow. And like when that dude called me, I was like, yo, this is real. Like he
Wow,
called me. If he didn't call me, he would have probably lost some money, dude. And this
that's
is a person I don't
nuts.
speak to that much. This is like a person that, 10, he's like 15 years older than me. And I'm like, damn, they trying to get you. And he was following me before like I blew up.
Yeah.
So they're like literally just going to my followers and just messaging people.
Wow. I mean, and that's especially in the crypto space. That's why I try to give out as much information as I can to as many people as I can, because the amount of scammers is running rampant. I'm talking about you talking about duplicate upon duplicate upon duplicate accounts that's reaching out to people. Hey, how you been? This and that. Randomly, just somebody you've been following that has got like 1 million followers, and then this one account pops up. And if you don't look at it, you probably think it was them, but you go into their account and they only got like five. They only
High
got like five
followers.
followers. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, hey, yeah, how's your investing going? How's your
Mhm.
how does the crypto space look to you? And how about, hey, come click on this link, go to this website, and we can help you with your investing, or just check this out. You know what I'm saying? It's always the one that's like, check this out, and it's like instant report delete. You know what I mean? Because, dude, the amount of man, it's crazy that
Oh, it's
it's
crazy.
running in that same. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy to the point where I'm like, there's certain things that come with fame or influence, whatever you want to call it. And some things you just don't expect and you don't see. So it's just, I wouldn't trade it for the world, don't get me wrong, but I just
Yeah,
wish there was more support from an
yeah,
internal standpoint where it's like, you get to a million plus. I'm international now, so I got international scamming problems.
yeah,
you just the bigger you get, the more stuff that you kind of need. Like, but I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know until you're in that position. And everybody just looks at you like, yo, everything's good. And I'm like, no, bro, like my account's messed up. I'm dealing with this. I need some support. I'm not getting featured the way I would have thought I got featured. And I'm like, why?
yeah.
But you just got to figure that out.
Wow, man. You know what? Like when you talking about, you having the support. Like, do you have the support? Like, I mean, of some of your friends and family, like that's
No,
close to you. You know what I mean? Not.
no.
See, man, I thought that was strange. I was like, man, and I've had a lot of family reach out to me to they're asking about crypto and stuff, what I'm saying, stuff like that. And, I'm like, yeah, watch my channel, go, because I give out. I'm like, how to create a wallet, how to look at Etherscan, BSC scan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give informational videos. I'm like, hey, go watch this. Nothing, and I'm like, I kind of I go through my list every once in a while. And it's like, honestly, none of I got a handful of family members that kind of, they'll, but it's like I have so much fucking family and like the support, you know what I'm saying? The support isn't there, you know what I mean? And it kind of bugs with me, but then I have so much online support that it's like it almost just nullifies it. I'm just like, you know what, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah, like I was at this Les Brown event like 2 weeks ago, and like he was speaking, and he said, I think I wrote it down on my notepad somewhere, but he basically framed it in a way where it's like family is just a word for people that abuse relationships. And it's just like, I was like, damn. And he brought up, he said, like, it's better to be alone than wish you were. He's talking about that was somebody with a relationship, but it's just really like, his example was his daughter called him, asked for some advice, or his cousin, his niece, he gave her the advice. She didn't do the work. She went to sleep. Right. So the next time he spoke to her, she's like, yeah, I was sleeping. He's like, oh, so you don't value the information that I'm giving you because you're family and you feel like, my time is not, it's whatever.
Yeah,
So he's like, yo, she called me the following week or 2 weeks and said, yeah, I need this and I need that. He's like, oh, I was sleeping. Like, I didn't get to it. And she, he gave her the same energy she gave him. And I think with
yeah,
family is just the word that people use to leverage when you're beneficial. If there's no benefit, like your mom's gonna love you, your siblings are gonna love you, but anybody outside of that, they're just gonna be there when it's convenient for them. In my opinion, I'm not saying
yeah.
every family's like that, but if you're trying to start a business, they might do good luck. If you trying to become a creator, they're like, nah, you can't do that. You the
Yeah,
same person that we saw you as a kid, and da da da. So you just got to let that go instead of trying to like force people to see your vision.
yeah, yeah. I understand that. Yeah, and I wised up to that like after because I've registered my WWC is a registered business and stuff, and it's like I started charging for my time. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like for I'm not providing financial advice, but hey, you know what? If it you're wanting to make some money in something that I'm knowledgeable about, my time is worth this much per hour.
Mhm.
And if you can't find value in that, you know what I'm saying, then I'm not going to hold your hand because there's far too many times where I sat on the phone with people, you know, hey, yeah, you do this, this means this means that, this means that. 2 weeks later, they're like, hey, how do you start? How do you do this? How'd you get in? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I sat on the phone for like 4 hours explaining this stuff to you, man. You didn't apply nothing. You didn't even go you didn't even begin to do anything I asked you about. You asked me about. So I stopped all that and I started charging for my time. You know what I'm saying? And like through LinkedIn is, I've had people reach out to me. They're like, hey, you provide some good content, some good information. I would pay to sit down with you for a while. And I'm like, I got people online, people that don't even know me,
All right.
saying they
Yeah.
they willing to they willing to sit down with me and actually pay for my time. But you know what I mean? Somebody else just expects it. You know what I'm saying?
People, yeah, what's free people don't respect. It's like you can sell Hondas or you can sell Rolls Royces, right? The people that value the Rolls Royce will pull the money out their pocket to buy it. The people
Yeah.
that value the Honda, not saying that not everybody can afford the Rolls Royce either, but the concept is like it's a car at the end of the day. If if you're I think I seen this quote or whatever it was, right? You can be the best talent, but in the wrong environment. And that environment is basically going to make you feel like you're not the best. But in the right environment, that's really where you propel. So it's just like the people on LinkedIn have more money, have more disposable income, and they'll value you more than people that you may have known. And that's just, it is what it is. Like some clients will pay $1,000 for a website, some will pay $5,000 for a website, some will pay $25,000 for a website, but it's still a website. So it's just understanding not everybody's gonna see the value of spending 25 grand on a website, while some people just want $1,000 website. Goes back to the car analogy. Honda versus Rolls Royce. They both making money.
Yeah.
And I probably think Rolls Royce is maybe not valued as much as Honda, but there's people buying Rolls Royces and there's people buying Hondas. Who do you want to sell to? Pick your
Gotcha.
audience,
Yeah.
because they're there. The Honda people will never value. You can give them a Rolls Royce, they're never gonna value it. They're never even gonna understand it. So don't waste your time trying to make them understand something that they don't get.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely understand that, man. It's crazy how you gotta kind of step out of the situation, step out and look from things from the outside in, and just be like, you know what? I can't. I'm more than that. I'm better. I'm worth more than that.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a while to realize that. It's especially because, like I say, this right here, I do this for fun, and like I do this for networking. I love doing this. This is awesome to me. But it's like not understanding. It took me about a year of doing this to understand that. Hey, you know what? My time is worth some. I've had plenty
Mhm.
enough people contact me for this and that, for services, what I'm saying, marketing, what I'm saying, this and that. And it's like, okay, well, if I got strangers that's gonna pay me for my time, it's time for me to start making this it's time for me to make this into a business and operate like a business person.
Yeah.
So
And if you tell, like, if me and you are in a room together, like, forget this to me, but if you tell me a price that's too low, I devalue you.
yeah,
Because it's like if I said, "Hey, Vincent, I can get you this Rolls Royce for 25,000," you're gonna be like, "What's wrong with it?"
yeah, you was right.
But if I told you it's 150,000, you're like, "Ah, yeah, I
Yeah,
feel better paying more."
yeah,
So it's like if I'm speaking to Amazon and Amazon calls me and says, "Cliff, we need a website." If I tell them I can do a website for $1,000, they're gonna say, "What's wrong with that website?" Versus the person that says, "Yo, that website's gonna be 50,000, 100,000." Amazon's be like, "All right, that sounds like what we're used to paying. So here's the
yeah,
50,000, 100,000." So it's just like, but if you're talking to a small mom and pop business and you tell them, "Hey, I can do a website for 1,000 versus 10,000," I'm like, 10,000? Are you serious? I would never pay 10,000. But you
yeah,
got Amazon wanting to pay 50,000, 100,000.
yeah,
So it's again that environment, dude. Like, don't feel like your price is too low. If people are if people are able to pay you too fast, that means you need to increase your prices and go find some other people that you can sell it to too.
as right.
Because if somebody will pay you
Serious.
100, it's like a divorce lawyer, dude. A divorce lawyer, like I understand marketing and advertising, I understand offers, right? You have a like if I'm going through a divorce and you're going through a divorce, but let's say your net worth is 10 million, my net worth is 100,000. The divorce lawyer that we're gonna hire knows the divorce law, knows everything. It's all divorce court. We're in the same city, same jurisdiction, same everything. You
Yeah,
have more to lose having 10 million. I have less to lose at 100,000. So you'll go pay your lawyer 250,000 to help you keep your money, while I will go pay my lawyer 2,500 or 5,000. So it's not that the divorce that we're going through is different. You just have more to lose. So a person that had, but the divorce lawyer that's like, I'm only going to cater to people with 100,000 versus divorce lawyer that's I'm only going to cater to people with 10 million. They're still going through the same process. You just have more money to pay them. But they're just a divorce lawyer. So it's like you as a consultant, you have to put yourself in that same position where it's like, do I want to consult the big people that have more to lose, or do I want to consult the small people that don't even understand what I bring to the table?
Yeah.
Because your information is still the same. It's just who you're sharing it with.
That's right. That's right. And just speaking of just support. This guy right here is Darren from Destination DeFi.
What's up,
Man,
there?
he's another content creator, man. Because I've kept my circle pretty small, but the people I have in my circle, man, especially like Darren, um, have I've learned from them. And I've also shared some of my successes and how to do things and stuff like that. But he's definitely one of the guys that helped me to see uh to put some type of value on what I do and what I provide. You know what I'm saying? Because that guy right there, he's all about his business. He's like, nah, these devs, when they want an AMA, yeah, they're going to shortchange you because they're going to try to get the lowest. But nah, stick to your prices. Stick
Facts.
to what you do. What you
Facts.
say. He's definitely one of my inner circles, man. That he's one of the guys that I trust in what I do, especially around this content creation thing, because I've learned a lot about what he does. I haven't exactly copied his style yet because he does commercials and all that stuff. He's got soundboard. You know what I mean? But um, I've kind of grown as a content creator because of Darren and like I say others like that. David Chen, man, David Chen is another guy that I out of
With
nowhere,
David
dude.
Chen, the panda dude, David Panda Chen.
Panda, yeah, I work with this guy.
Panda, shout out to David.
Yeah, but it's opportunities like that. It's like out of nowhere, he I reached out to him on Twitter for my 1 year anniversary to ask him to come on if he would like to come on the stream. I had like 8 different content creators that came on. We all were just talking, having a good time, bullshitting and everything. And he came on another time after that, and then it's like, and then one day he was like, "Hey man, I would like to talk to you about something." I was like, "Okay, cool." He's like, I'd like to bring you on, as I'd like to bring you on to the team for and to play NACL. And I was like, wow, what? You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, you're a good dude, you're personable, you can talk to people and stuff like that. And as a marketer, we could definitely use that. I want to bring you on the team and everything. So I've been working for him ever since. I'm on the team and stuff, and it's like when a guy like that out of nowhere, um, this guy, his resume. You know what I'm saying? For him to see my value, dude, I was like, oh, it's on and popping. I'm all business. I'm all business. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Like, but that shows you though, you reached out to the right person versus, it wasn't like you didn't change, just who you were talking to changed.
Yeah.
And that was it. And so it's just talking to the right people.
And that's another reason why I've expanded out of, because like I say, I started off in like the DeFi crypto space, you know what I'm saying, which is very just wild, wild west. And I've spread my wing, I've begun to spread my wings into different industries and such like that. And like I said, it's provided, that's one of the opportunities that was provided to me that I was just like, let's go.
I'm curious, what made you reach out to David out of everybody that you could have reached out to?
Okay, so he was an advisor for one of the crypto projects that I'm even now I'm still really close to the team. I'm actually streaming to their platform. They just released their platform, Rio. It's a Rio.stream. So basically, um, um, so if you're streaming to YouTube and Twitch, you can just see it all in one. You ain't got to go to the separate platform. You can go to that platform, watch it there, and you'll still get your views and stuff. it won't affect your view count, your view time, and stuff like that. It's just a centralized place for you to view. Like me, I'm streaming to 8 different platforms eventually because right now they only have YouTube and Twitch, but it'll be all in one place. And not only that, they don't take from the content creator. So the donations you get goes directly to the content creators. You know what I'm saying? Like because like YouTube, when if somebody was to send you a super chat or something like that, like they take like 47%.
How much?
You know what I mean?
47?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like out of like if somebody was to send you like somebody was to send me $5 right now, I'd get like two
$2.
253 or something like that out of that. And I've had streams where I've got $700 worth of super chats, but I only got like half of it. That's like
Oh,
that is crazy. I mean, I understand that that's their platform, they got to make their money, but I mean, close to half of
of my
of of
that's like
people's
Apple's 30,
support.
that's like Apple's 30% on everything on the app stores. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but it's business.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I know business, but there's a
I
lot of
like that
different
platform though.
platforms.
Yeah, I like that new platform.
Yeah, there's a lot of different platforms nowadays. Like even Kick, like a lot of people, especially gamers, because we was talking about, and getting into gaming earlier. A lot of gamers are really starting to migrate to Kick. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
it's funny that you mentioned David because David's the one that's helping me get into the streaming and all this other and the gaming side. Me and him
I
are
know.
like back end talking like a partnership and all this other stuff.
Okay.
So it's just like that's why I asked, why'd you reach out to him out of everybody? Because I didn't know who he was. I just randomly met him at an event in Vegas, and I met another lady 2-3 months prior, and she just was like, "I want you to meet this person, meet this person." He was one of the people that she introduced me to, but it was just
Yeah.
kind of like by chance in a way.
Hey, and you know what? One of the things when we first started discussing about actually doing business with each other is he was like, man, if you stop and think about it, things happen for a reason sometimes.
He's right. He's right.
He's like it wasn't just by chance that you reached out to me out of nowhere. I never talked to you before, nothing. You reached out to me out of nowhere, and I came onto your show. When you asked about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like wow. Wow, okay, yeah,
But if you ask, you shall receive. If you
yeah,
didn't ask, you wouldn't have got anything.
yeah, you know what I mean? And because and even at that point, like, I was kinda getting discouraged because I had reached out, I reached out to quite a few people, like, that definitely doesn't have the resume that he has. I reached out, I'm like, "Hey," and they were like, "Oh, well, you don't have enough followers, reach out to me when you got another 10." You know what I'm saying? It's like, "Are you serious right
Yeah,
now? Like,
people are
is it like
superficial,
that?"
bro.
I said,
It's like a superficial
I
world,
thought,
bro.
because this platform is where like I like to release my BS and we speak some truths and facts. All right. So my one bad experience so far on LinkedIn. I reached out to this guy, John Kraske. A lot of people know him. He just got a book out and everything like that, right? So it was on one of his live streams, and I've been following this guy for a while. I was on one of his live streams and everything. I was like, oh wow. I said, just like I did with you, I was like, hey, would you like to come on my platform sometime? I got a podcast. You can talk about your book and everything. Like he's like, yeah, let's make it happen, right? So I DM'd the guy later. I was like, hey, I just want to, I want to check kind of link up schedule, this and that. And he didn't respond. He didn't respond. He read it, but he didn't respond. It was
Hmm.
about 20 minutes later, right? He put out this post. Don't, don't man, I forget exactly what it said.
Damn.
Don't just reach out to people asking for things. You need to get to know them first and this. And I'm like, are you serious, bro? So hey, just trying to be professional. I shot him a DM and I closed the DMs out. I said, look, if if this was going to be an issue, you shouldn't have said, hey, let's make it
Yes.
happen. And I
Yeah.
wouldn't have DM'd you. I said I don't think that's very professional. But if that's the way it is, I apologize if I offended you. But you could have been honest and not even said it, or you couldn't have not said anything at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. You ain't even like. Hey, I don't mind. See,
Like,
look, on my
yo,
platform, I don't mind calling anybody out. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
it's like people are divas. I'm not gonna lie though, right? I'm dealing with the same situation where I reached out to this big SEO guy. He didn't post about me like that, but I reached out to him, kind of same thing that you did. Like, hey, you want to do an Instagram live with me one day? I'm like, I got clout. I got 1.5 million, 1.6. So I can reach out to people. He responded right away, like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, oh shit, this is cool.
yeah,
And then like I followed up with him, and he's like, no response. And then I commented on one of his posts like, hey, can we still do that interview? No response. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm bigger than you, but you still feel a little more entitled than me. Yeah, okay, whatever. But
yeah,
I was like, all right. So it's kind of like people have egos. I'm not gonna say this
yeah,
person's name because I still want to interview them.
yeah. I mean, and
But
I would still, but later on, he had posted something like, yeah, be respectful to your, professional, and LinkedIn is about, helping out. And I made sure to post it. I said, well, a few months ago, blah 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 blah. This is what happened. I reached out to you. You said let's make it happen. I DM'd you, and then you made a basically a negative
oh
post about,
yeah,
what I'm saying, about what just happened, transpired. I said I didn't appreciate that. So it's very contradictory to what what you do, your actions versus what you're posting about. And of course,
an-
no,
another
go ahead.
big thing that I realized too, like I've met some of these like, billionaires, multimillionaires, social media personalities. They're
Yeah,
not who they say they are in person when they're online. So it's
yeah,
just like just because you see somebody's online perception, don't think that's don't think they're a genuine person in person. Cause like a lot of people, bro, are are a-holes in person, dude.
yeah,
You would never know. You would think, oh, online they're like so great and amazing. Bro, be careful. Be careful. Believe nothing that you hear and half of what you
from what
see.
you see.
Because like that guy said, he's like, oh yeah, reach out to me. Let's talk. That's baloney, dude. Like, come on. Like, I messaged you, you did it, da, 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 and like, so like that's another thing I'm learning too. Don't believe somebody's public perception is who they are in person when you meet them.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm learning that,
Yeah.
especially after that one, because I get it. And on Twitter, I get it. Twitter's Twitter, or X, excuse me, is whatever it is. The networking on there is hit and miss. But that was my first like negative on as far as LinkedIn, and I'm like, wow, okay, well, I'm gonna start approaching people a little bit differently and actually paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna try to read them a little bit better.
Better.
Because a
Yeah.
lot of people I can kind of just you can just kind of see that they faking the funk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cause like,
But
yeah, I'm the same person. Like, I don't care how much money I got. I don't care how much followers I got. Like, if you see me walking down the street, I'm gonna respect you. I'm not gonna like think I'm better than you because whatever ego trip I got. And I think as more people become these social media like that Logan Paul stuff, scamming his followers and then never really paying people. I'm
yeah,
not a fan of that type of stuff because at the end of the day, it's like you got these people trusting you, you got these people investing in you, and then you're gonna act like you didn't know what was going on. But that's where it's like people's public perception becomes bigger than who they are, and then people are just like, "Oh no, he would never do that." But it's like, bro, he did it. My name is
Well,
more valuable to me than like
y-
a green piece of paper.
yes,
So I'm not gonna go shit on my followers to go make some money. I think long term, I think that's just like bad. It's unethical. What you put out is what you're gonna get. Even like with the whole Diddy scandal, I'm a big fan of Diddy. But now I can't even say that in public because now it's like, well, you support this, you support that. And I'm like, bro,
yeah, yeah,
like, how do you do that to yourself, bro? Like,
yeah,
how? Like, but
yeah.
then I'm like, damn, like what you may perceive somebody to be and who they actually are is different. Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna have any allegations like that on my name because I know I didn't do anything like that. if you have an allegation like that on your name, half of it might be true.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like,
They say
whoa.
all rumors start from some form of truth.
There's a little, so that's where it's just like, yo, you got to be careful. You got to be careful what you got to put out there. You got to be careful with, like, if you act like this in public and then you're like this behind closed doors, it's like, eh. So it's just, bro,
Yeah.
don't believe what you see on TV. And like that guy is a perfect example. You're like, yeah, online, and then in private, you're like, yeah, and then in public, you're like, no, and then in public, you're like, yeah, I'm this, I help people. But in reality, he was that person when he responded to you. You just didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's and it's sad that things are like that, especially for for anybody else, that may have, because like I said, I've done being in the crypto space, you've got to have alligator skin. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And if that had happened to somebody else, it might have crushed them internally, and just like they would have just quit. They're like, oh, this is how I'm treated. No, I don't want to do this. But you know what I'm saying? It's like,
And that, like, even when you said earlier too, like, what are some of your challenges as a creator? That's what bothers me so much, because it's like, these platforms are kind of like vessels, and they pick and choose who's gonna win and who's not gonna win. Imagine like Mr. Beast being shadow banned before he became who he is today. Imagine, like, somebody reaching out to somebody that they idolize, and then they just shoot down their dream. Like, you might have just crushed the next Mr. Beast or the next Elon Musk or the next XYZ. So it's just like, that's why I think these platforms should have a little more like consideration for people, because yo, if you don't have a tough skin, you're not gonna make it. I'm not saying like everybody should be fluffy and go friendly, but
yeah,
people shouldn't be stripped of an opportunity before they had it because of like some algorithm thing or some this thing. Like, why aren't you getting 100,000 views on your YouTube channel? Why don't you have the platform to like share some positive energy? It's like these
yeah,
platforms sometimes cherry pick who wins and who doesn't, and it's not really based off of like your merit. It's based off of whatever subjective biases that they have. And then like I look at a lot of these platforms, right? Like I had this one brand deal with a company, and like I get on the phone with the lady, and she's like, how could I miss you? How could I miss you? Right? And in my head, I'm like, you weren't looking for me. You weren't looking for creators that look like me. That's how you missed me. Because if I go on
yeah,
your page, I don't see any Black creators on your page. So,
yeah,
but, and that's what I mean. A lot of these gatekeepers, if they don't look like you, it's like, why would I let you in? And I think that's like, it's like you're playing this delicate game with people's lives, bro. And it's like
yeah,
that person that posted a video and then they got shadow banned, or they got this, or somebody reported their video and the platform did nothing to support them. It's kind of like, you're taking away somebody's opportunity that could have really helped impact the world in a positive way. So
that's
never,
real.
and then these creators and influencers, don't ever um like, don't say something to somebody that you wouldn't want said to you. Cause I remember like that whole Future and Scottie Pippen, and Future being pissed off at Scottie Pippen not signing his autograph. And I'm
Yeah,
not saying I'll be spiteful like Future, where he's gonna go disrespect the man's wife and all that stuff. And then like there was a guy, the guy that played in Creed?
yeah.
He played in Creed, and some lady on the Walk of Fame was asking him questions, and he's like, "Oh, I remember you. You was the one that told me I was some weirdo, and you were the one that told me I was this. You met on the red carpet, bro. On the
I
red
missed
carpet.
that.
You didn't know. You Google it, you'll see it. But it's just like, yo, you
Wow.
never know who that person can become. So don't go, speak down on people. Don't go,
Yeah,
post about somebody on your Instagram and say, oh, you need to respect these people. Like, what if you become that thing, and then now that person's gonna come to you later on? It's
yeah.
like, you never know.
Wow.
So
Hey,
like
that's facts though, man.
I don't disrespect people, bro. I don't ever shun a creator. I will never do that, because like I know what it feels like, and you never know. Is this person the next Mr. Beast? Is this person the
Yeah,
next? I'm not going to say Logan Paul, because Logan Paul skims his followers, but is this person gonna be somebody that holds, that can be in a position and actually be credible? Like Mr. Beast is probably one of the best creators, because like you don't have no dirt on his name. At least based off his perception now, there's no dirt on his name. And like that guy's
Yeah,
not scamming his followers. He has ethics and
yeah,
morals. So I respect people like him.
yeah. I would love to be in a position to what he's doing now. Yeah, he's getting for whatever reason, he's getting crap about it, helping, putting them
The
wells
wells in
in.
Africa. Yeah. I
But
was like,
like,
what?
I would love to be in a position to just be just spreading like getting like his give back to the world, man. It's amazing. And I'd love to be in a position to do something like that and just be like just constantly just spreading cheers, spreading and doing some actual good, some actual because just it's like just think about all these charities that's out here, that's you know they for years they've been in a charity for 20 years, and how much have they actually helped, as far as whatever their charity is for. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
How much? Because a lot of people don't pay attention, but the CEOs of these
Paid.
of these,
Yeah.
they're making six figures.
Some
They
even
take in a
7.
salary. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So less than 1% of what your donation is actually even going towards what the charity is for. You know what I'm saying? And even then, are they even actually doing the stuff?
Yeah,
You know?
a lot of these 501c3 nonprofits, they're businesses at the end of the day, so they
Yeah,
still have to employ their staff and pay their staff and do this. So a lot of the money you're giving them may not actually be going to that actual root cause. So when you see a guy like Mr. Beast, a freaking YouTuber, have the ability to plant 100 wells in, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, just like, hey, I have this idea, I want to go do it. But you have governments and all these NGOs and nonprofits that weren't able to do that. It does
yeah,
shine a light on, like, the bureaucracy of nonprofits, and also like who are they actually helping? Are they helping the CEOs that run the company or the people that they were supposed to be helping? So that's why I shout out to Mr. Beast, and like, but that's why I
big
feel
shout
like people
out.
like you need a platform. I'm looking to build my platform too, so I can do those types of things as well, because what's the point of having all that money and having all this influence if you're not able to actually help somebody else change their life or impact something
Yeah,
positive? So that's why I think Mr. Beast is like the best creator ever. And that's why I model him. I model him too. I want to be like a Mr. Beast and Logan Paul. I look at the reason I want 100 million plus followers is because I got that from Mr. Beast. And then the $1 billion is basically like I'm taking the Logan Paul and Mr. Beast business model, where Logan Paul created a freaking prime energy drink valued at 250 million in 12 months, competing with Gatorade. I'm like, what? You got to pay attention to that type of stuff, because like
yeah,
Gatorade took years to get to like 250 million. This guy did it in
yeah,
one.
yeah,
So that's why I'm like, creators are the new corporations, but you all with that responsibility, with that influence comes responsibility. So like,
yeah,
I like the way Mr. Beast is responsible. I'm not gonna say I don't know everything about Logan Paul, but like that crypto zoo scam, that was kind of bad. But
yeah,
like at the same time,
yeah.
as a
That's
businessman,
definitely a bad look.
yeah, Prime Energy drink. Shout out to you for Prime Energy drink. Like I like that, and I'm modeling that success, because that's kudos to you, brother.
Yeah, yeah. So out of your career so far, what would be like your biggest like proud moment of yourself? Like just like, damn, I did this.
The million followers was cool. The the messages that I get from random people from all over the world, that's the best part. Cause it's just like you never know who you're impacting. And you guys get to see me, I don't get to see you. But when I do the lives and I get to talk to people and like, yo, come on my show. Like if I never did that live, I would have never had this opportunity to do this.
Yeah,
So it's just like I'd say the lives and the heartfelt messages, those are probably the best part. And that's what I enjoy the most from like the creator standpoint.
that's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. Well, I'll say my proudest one. This actually happened recently. So I had an AMA with a crypto project, and I was kind of talking to her in the background. She was like, I, I never knew who you was before, but as soon as people said that, or as soon as people find out I was coming on your show for an AMA, like Like half of my community was like, "Wow, no, did you really get him? Did you?" I'm like, wait, what? Like, and she was like, "I didn't know how big he was." I'm like, "Ah, I didn't either," you know?
But that's what I'm saying, you know, like that's the impact of like, wow, like that's cool, you know?
Yeah,
And that, you know, that's the feeling. You can't buy that feeling.
yeah,
There's no like, I'll pay you to give you this feeling. You just have to go through it to be like, wow. And like, I'll have people walk up to me like, yo, you that guy from this? Or you? I'm like, yeah, this is cool. What's up? Like, yo, let's take
yeah,
a picture. Let's go. Like, I remember the first time somebody did it to me, I wasn't awkward, but I didn't understand how to react to it. I was uncomfortable because I was like, yeah, that's me. But I was talking to this lady too. So it's just like, yeah, that's me. But yo, I'm busy. Let me talk to her. Like,
yeah,
but in that moment now, if could go back, I'm always going to give that person attention and then go back to my conversation. Because, like, you know, there's no blueprint for this.
yeah,
And you don't know, you know, when somebody's looking at you, you're like, do they know me? Do they not know me? And they're like, yo, what's up? You're like, all right, cool. It's cool. You know, you just never
yeah,
know. But it feels good though. You know, there was one time I was talking to one of my boys, kind of like going back to what you were saying that moment. He was at the Porsche dealership and he was telling me, like, yo, Cliff, you're gonna get this red Porsche. Da, 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 da. Some car pulled up on him, right? And it was a guy that worked at the Porsche dealership. And he's like, what are you doing here? It was like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. So he's like, what are you doing here? And my boy's like, yo, like, who are you? What are you doing here? You know, he got his Porsche outside and he's just at the Porsche dealership at wrong time. Not, you know, but the dude's like, I'm just making sure you're not doing anything you're not supposed to be doing. And he's like, nah, I'm cool. They're like, the tension eased. And he's like, nah, I'm just on the phone with my boy, Cliff Pierre. And he's like, CEO, the dude in the car,
yeah,
right? And he knew who I was, dude. He finished my boy's sentence and then they became buddies just off of that instant. And now he's like, Cliff, if you need anything, come to my Porsche dealership. I'll help you. But I'm like, wow. Like, you know, imagine you being on the
yeah,
phone with one of your boys and then they finish your name, bro. Like, you're on
yeah.
the phone with Bitsy. What? You're like, wow.
Hey, but that's branding though. That's that brand. You successfully created your brand. You know what I'm saying? That's what most people don't know me as. You know, it's WWC. I am Worldwide Crypto. You know what I'm saying? Like my logo, I've had a couple different variations since I started, but everybody when people see my logo popping, oh WWC's in, WWC's in. I'm like, hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's what's up. You know what I mean? So it's and that goes a lot with like I said, the branching out and doing a lot of the networking that I'm doing is because I've been trying to explain this to a lot of other people. It's like you get out there, you talk to a lot of people, and not only are you expanding your brand and your name, but you're also exposing whoever you're discussing with. Like collabs, like with you right now. Like there may be a lot of people that may not know you that watch
Sure.
WWC. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're like, oh, who is this guy? Let me go Google him. Oh, let me shoot this guy a follow on Instagram. And you know what I'm saying? So it kind of goes hand in hand when you're doing collabs like this. It's mutually beneficial, especially when you got a couple of cool guys shooting the shit, you know what I'm saying, and just just spitting some real live information that people can maintain, and that's why I'm kind of just going over some of the things of how how you started, how you progressed, and you know what I'm saying, and how you're moving forward in your career, you know what I'm saying, because like I say, I'm taking all this in. I guarantee a lot of other people are taking this in. Waddy is in the building. What's up, Waddy? Another
What's up,
great
buddy?
content creator, man. That's why I know a lot of content creators, a lot of great of them, a lot of very smart people, man. And he's also another one that was like, man, you know, how come I haven't grown yet? How come I've not, how come I'm not getting the attention that you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like I just try to explain, like, look, man, doing it the way I've been doing it, because for I could have paid for a bunch of followers so people can be like, oh, who is this guy? I need to
Keep
follow. You know what
popping.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could have
Yeah.
done all that, but when you're doing it naturally, if you don't have that big niche, You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for you to grow. You know what I'm saying? It's like me. It's been a lot of hard work for me to grow, and that's why I was trying to explain to him. Just like, hey, look, you're doing a great job, dude. You're doing your thing, and you've got your brand. Just keep at it, because come whenever, you're going to get the attention that's going to come your way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like keep being you, and that's all I can say, because like that's how I'm doing. That's how I'm doing it, and it's working for me. But I talk to other people to see how they're doing their thing. You know.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the channel now, right? You got 441 videos that you posted with 1,000 subscribers, right? So it's just like I don't think you have a content problem. It's probably like refining and researching what the algorithm wants. And that's probably like the hardest thing for creators in general, just because it's like I know what I want to give to the algorithm, but how do I crack what this thing wants so it can push out my content?
It's,
That's
that,
the challenge,
yeah.
like, and that's where like
Well,
I
I
would go.
started doing a lot of lives and stuff, and here recently, or not lives, but the short. I've gotten a lot of more attention on the shorts, and here recently, I've actually started using and it was just this random tool that came across my feed, and it was like, all right, hey, I'm gonna try that. It's called Opus Clip,
Mhm.
and a lot of the clip and some of the clips that I've started posting were created on that, and I actually got some attention on those. And I just started a TikTok, and I got as soon as I posted, like I got 5 of them, like all 5 of them's got they've got over 700 views right now. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, well,
but there you go. You're figuring out what's working. It like if the channel is crypto and gaming, I would research gaming videos. I'm gonna look for gaming videos with 1,000,000+ views. Why am I gonna look at videos with 1,000,000+ views? Shorts. Is because like if I can recreate that video, if like the video's like, what is Bitcoin? And the person's like, yeah, well, Bitcoin is this, 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 and this, and this, and the video's 30 seconds, and like they start the video this and they end it this. I'm like, all right, how can I create a similar video? Because if that got 1,000,000 views, let's just say I get 10% of 1,000,000. That's
yeah,
100,000. So that's why I'm looking for videos that have 1,000,000 plus. Because if I recreate a video that has 100,000, 10% is only 10,000 views. But if I'm recreating videos with 10 million views, I get 10% of that. That's 1 million views. And again, I'm doing that to crack the code. Like, what is it about their style that's different from mine? How can I piggyback off of their style? When I'm looking at the Mr. Beast videos, like his $1 versus 50,000 or a million, like he's using that same framework over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But he got it from somebody else. So he
yeah,
just studied it like $1 boat versus $1 million boat, $1 house versus $1 million house, $1 job versus $1 million job. But he just realized, wait, this is working. So how can I make it interchangeable? So it's like if the what is Bitcoin video works, okay, can I do a what is Ethereum video? Can I do a what is this video? What is that? What is this? But if you don't know what's working, it's hard. But
yeah.
that's what as creators you have to do the research. But like I like the concept, I like the strategy. I'm even going to incorporate more going live and less regular videos just because it takes time to edit those regular videos. But like you could
Now,
just go live.
every single one of my videos are live. Every single. I've never
Yeah.
done. Well, I think I've done one or two like early on, like pre-recorded videos, but every single one of my videos, because I'm like, that's part of like what I've developed as my little thing is that I do all my lives, because if I say something, I mean it, and I don't want somebody to be like, oh, well, you cut out your real feelings, or your real how. I like to see people, see all of these discussions that I
Yeah.
have as genuine, because like I say, I don't do scripts, I don't do all that stuff. I just, hey, I hit the play button, and whatever happens happens. You know?
Happens. I love that. Yeah, like what I would what I would say is like because I'm looking at your titles, right? Your title's the most important thing. Like on YouTube, right? Like how to live stream to Instagram using StreamYard. That's a good title. No ability update AMA. I'm not saying it's a bad title. You know more about that industry specifically. That's probably like something that was happening for that day, right? WWC
Yeah,
podcast behind the bull episode 5 behind like the guest is one thing, but I don't see anything in here, at least from the last 3-4 months, that's talking about what's happening in the crypto market right now.
Yeah.
Like
I,
crypto,
I,
like you can find like this is what I'm doing. I'm doing videos like about the market. I'm talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about everything, right? But I'm also just talking about current news. Like this one guy, all he does is just talk about ADA. He talks about ADA almost every day, but he got like probably like 30,000 subscribers. He got like 300,000 subscribers. But I'm looking at his content. I'm like, yo, this dude's not any better than me. He's just consistent. Crypto Capital Venture, right? 349,000 subscribers. He's not even going live. He's just like some of his are probably live, but he's just talking about the market. But the reason I'm mentioning him is because he has 349,000 subscribers. I'm gonna go look at his titles and I'm gonna be like, okay, how can I create something similar?
okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. I need to find people that are doing what I want. But all he's doing is talking about ADA. He loves ADA. I even watch some of his videos. And I'm like, but he's talking about like Cardano price explodes, new era for ADA dominance. But he did that 2 weeks ago. Another one, Bitcoin breakout continues. Bitcoin surge ignites crypto Cardano storm brewing. Those are the titles you should be using.
Okay.
So you got to look at their titles and like, how can I create a video similar with that title? And then I'm even looking
Okay.
at his regular videos titles. How can I create a video similar with that title? Because
So in your opinion, does like hashtags, does that affect it any, like does that get you into anything, or is it
I
just
I
like
haven't
not even
I haven't
necessary?
seen the success from the hashtags. I see other people say yes. Me personally, no, it hasn't worked for me. I'll put 3 hashtags in the description because the hashtags are gonna show up at the bottom. The most important thing is the video title, the thumbnail. I'd say those are the most 2. I used to think what you say in the first 3 seconds is important. So I used to start my videos if it's like SEO tutorial for lawyers. Let's say that's the title. I would say in this video, you're going to learn about SEO tutorial for lawyers. That's how I start the first 3 seconds. Now I'm not doing that. Somebody gave me feedback. It was like, yo, just get straight to the point. Like you got to pay attention to your watch time on YouTube. If your watch time is like avalanche, that means you're talking too long in the beginning and you're not getting to the point. If your watch time kind of curves a little bit, then flattens, they're watching the whole video. So you have to look at the chart inside of your YouTube analytics to tell you like,
Uh,
are people dropping off right away or are they staying and watching? Once you figure out what's video is making them stay and watch, that's how you need to start all your videos. I was like, so I seen
okay, okay, okay.
yeah, so, like, I seen this I was watching these VidCon videos. It was, like, VidCon or VidSummit, whatever it was, and it was, like, Mr. Beast explaining his YouTube videos and his strategy. He's like, "I don't tell people to subscribe in my videos. I don't tell people anything." He's like, "When I used to start my videos, I used to be screaming at the camera, like, 'We're gonna hold on,' and I'm like, 'Huh?' He's like, "Now I start my videos in a way where it's like, if this FBI agent doesn't get out these keys, this is gonna happen to him. Or if this person completes this challenge, they're gonna win 500,000, and you don't want to miss this. Like, he just goes right into the video. And I was like, But if you look at other creators, it's like, hey, subscribe to my channel and like this video for more, and let's get right into the video. I'm like, that 3 seconds is everything because it can be a 90% watch time, 80% watch time versus a 50% watch time.
Okay.
So you really got to get that beginning right away. Like, and I was like, oh, shit. And he didn't shit on me, but he told me, he's like, Cliff, like, just get to the point. Nobody cares. I was like, And that was the moment when I realized, okay, I was doing what I think. In the beginning, 5 years ago, you used to be able to do that. Now people are so used to it. It's like, yo, just get to the point. And your YouTube, all they care about is your watch time. And I was like, okay, I got it. So like, I haven't created long form videos I recorded it. I've just been testing out the lives. But when I do go back to the long form, I'm gonna just get straight to the point. I'm not gonna like waste any time. And I noticed
Yeah.
it in my watch time. And I was like, oh, I don't even introduce myself. Don't even say your name. Nobody cares. just give them what they want. So if your title is ADA breakout, insane, just talk about ADA's breakout. Like ADA went from this to this in this crazy time. It's like, yo, this is, don't say anything about you, anything. If they looked at the title and they clicked on it, give them what they should have expected after they clicked on that link.
Well, now that you say that, I do notice a difference when, like when I do a short, because I do all my live, shorts are just basically I say what I say and then I post it. I don't edit them or anything. But when I'm giving out news, like I think the last one put out was like Safe Moon, with their bankruptcy, and I was like, hey, this is what happened with their bankruptcy, blah 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 blah, and it's like I think it's like 60 seconds, and it was done and over with. And I got, I got a lot of views on that. You know what I mean? Versus my other ones that were just kind of like, I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. It's been hit or miss with me because like I can give out some news and it'll get like 2 views, and I'll give out another set of news and it'll get 1,000. So it's like I'm like,
I don't like YouTube right now. I'm having that same love-hate relationship with YouTube, and it's kind of like I'm 700 videos in, and my most popular video is like 40,000. But I'm like, bro, like this doesn't make any sense. I'll even also tell you, like, you can remix other people's content. Remixing does really well. I was remixing on another account. I got my account demonetized, right? So I'm gonna let you know that. Like, I had one account, I was remixing, it got demonetized. But the videos that I was remixing got more views than the videos I posted. Like, so like let's say I posted 600 videos. Not one from those 600 got more views than that remix video.
wow.
So I was like, yo, this doesn't make any sense.
No,
And you know who I was remixing, right? I'm remixing Caucasians. I'm remixing Mr. Beast. I'm remixing Luke Davidson. I'm remixing people that don't look like me to see, like, is this what the algorithm wants? And then like when I got the engagement, I was like, bro, this pissed me off. And then when they demonetized my account, I was like, wait. So you guys gave me more views for remixing other people's stuff, gave me less views for my original content, and then demonetized me. I was like, okay. So you got to be careful. I would test it on a channel that's not monetized. And I know who most likely submitted me to YouTube to say demonetize me, but it was a remix video. And a remix video, like you can get paid off of it too, because technically it's within YouTube's terms and conditions. So the fact that they demonetized me, it didn't make any sense. But there's another lady that I was working with. Yo, she got videos 3 million views, 5 million views, 6 million views, all remixing. They didn't demonetize her. For some reason they demonetized me. But she's crushing it with the remixing. And I was like, wow, this is crazy.
I see, and that is weird with the whole demonetization, because I know quite a few people that got demonetized for whatever reason or another, like cursing and stuff like that. And I've made it a point. I guess YouTube ain't paying attention to me because I drop F-bombs, talk about some crazy, like sometimes depending on who I have on the show, like there's no telling where the conversation goes. And it's like some of these other people have done like way less and got, even like on X, I know a couple of my friends, like they're on their 6th profile because for some reason they got, they done posted something that got them, they got them banned. But I could post the same thing, or I could post something worse, and they ain't mess with me. And I'm like, I guess they just ain't paying attention to what I'm posting. I guess they don't care enough.
Just test. Like I told you, that lady's getting 6 million views, and she's getting paid. She's getting paid off those views because it's a remix content, so it's still within YouTube's terms and conditions. I got demonetized. I was like, what? This is my second channel that wasn't as big as my main channel, but if they did that to my main channel, I would have felt some type of way. Like, so it's just like, but remixing, bro. Go start remixing some people's content. You might be pissed off because you're gonna get a bunch of views, but you got a bunch of views. So it's like, but it's weird though that other people's content will get you more views than your own content, bro. But it is what it is, dude. So just try remixing. I would say try remixing. And when she remixes, she told me she would use their same title. Don't even recreate the wheel. Just
I'm gonna do it.
yo,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
hey, don't. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. I don't even try, Cliff. I was like, say less. All right. You know?
Okay.
So, bro, remix, use their title in the remix, bro. Test it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
do
man,
that.
I don't know how much time you do.
Nah,
We've been at this for
I gotta
an
run,
almost an hour and a half.
I wanted to add that to it because I was like, yeah, that was something that helped me a lot. So I would say title, remix, and model other people's titles, bro. I'm even modeling thumbnails, bro. And then when I started modeling thumbnails, I'm going to other channels. I'm like, wait, this thumbnail looks like that. I was like, what? All y'all are doing the same thing. I'm on it.
Okay.
Everybody is copying each other, bro. Everybody. You're not going to get to the top without you modeling somebody else.
Okay.
So just the sooner you get to it, the sooner you realize it. Like, and what I mean by that is like vidIQ. I'm modeling some vidIQ thumbnails. There's a guy named Robert Benjamin I'm following. I started looking at his thumbnails and I'm like, wait, vidIQ has these same thumbnails. Then I was like, wait, who created these thumbnails originally? I don't even know at this point. And then I go to other people's channels. Like every 20 minutes, my camera would do that. Then I'm like, wait, so everybody is just modeling each other's thumbnails, dude. They're modeling each other's titles. Every successful person did a deep dive on somebody else's successful account and modeled it. Period.
Okay.
If you can find me somebody that didn't do that, I'll pay you $100, dude. But like, the more and more I hear it, and the more and more I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Nobody's original, dude. The concept came from something, and it looks like they were the ones that did it, but no, they found it from somebody.
I'm talking about, hey, giving the sauce, boy.
That's it. Go find it. Don't think you gotta go recreate the wheel and Mr. Beast just made up $1. Nah, he found that. He seen somebody do it. I was like, I'm on it. So
that totally, yeah. Oh, wow.
Model, dude. Model. On that note, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, hey, I thank you. I appreciate hey, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for all the information you've given us, and thank you for explaining your side of how your journey has gone and so far, man. And we're gonna have to do this again sometime.
Yeah, maybe let's do some lives reviewing the market together, because that's gonna be the direction I'm going in, and I'm gonna be doing more gaming stuff. So shout out to David. Crazy that you know David. It's a small world that just reinforces we're meant to have this conversation.
Yes.
So shout out to you, brother.
Like I said, thank you once again for everybody that came through or will be stopping by. Make sure you if you ain't following this man, go ahead and go to all his profiles and shoot Cliff Pierre a follow. Also shoot me a follow. I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We all trying to growing together, and we'll see you next time.
Team effort, baby.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be